Hi, Roger at Wuthering Heights. This is the Velco Weather Hazards Outlook. This valid through next Wednesday, the 11th day of March. And we're looking at a weather system that's producing some very impressive snowfall amounts across parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. Some is snow as much as 18 inches seen here. This is a stretch of weather. It's elongated kind of frontal boundary that's off to the south of our region and pushing along by an area of higher pressure and a northwesterly flow. Locally across Vermont this morning, we do have a few flurries, but we're anticipating increasing amounts of sunshine. You can see just high clouds stretching northward from this frontal boundary being stripped off in the upper levels of the atmosphere and then pushed northward. This eventually is going to all shift off to the south and east. And a quick look at temperatures. You see temperatures below zero that'll be arriving and pushing into the region. They'll moderate. So temperatures will be held into the teens today. In fact, maybe even making a little bit of a fall. And some kind of the last shot of cold Arctic air that will be moving on in. This will set the stage with the strong radiational cooling aspects tonight, and we will be going below zero across a wide area. HRRR model shows it very well here with the snow. Moderate to heavy at that across an area here. And we will see this snow begin to shift off slowly to the south and east. This is midday noon. And then continuing into the afternoon. And some of those high mid-level clouds will start to work off to the south and east as well. And eventually we'll see some clearing skies here, but not till fairly late in the afternoon. And this is the climate reanalyzer. They have a good look at large-scale features here. These are current temperatures. You can see the coldest coming in from Siberia across the pole and northern portions of Canada, as you might expect. Temperatures anomalies, though, do show a little bit of a different game here. Much colder than normal. We're talking 10, 15, almost 20 degrees normal than average, and then a warm-up across parts of Alaska, and you can see north of Greenland, whatnot. So the flow continues a little bit more or less out of the Arctic, but it's much colder than normal as this air gets down pretty deep into southern climes. Your temperature anomalies. Now looking at sea surface temperatures, which are playing a role here, mainly the anomalies. Note just how warm the Pacific Ocean is right here. It is amazingly warm, and this is causing a lot of this configuration of the jet stream pattern. Also note the head wall of the Gulf Stream is not that far off of north of New England. We're seeing temperatures running 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, 7 degrees in some locations here, just south of Nantucket and across the Grand Banks. Also, precipitation and clouds, there's that frontal system. We'll keep it right there, and this is associated with a very strong jet stream. And we're going to go to that jet stream right here. This is pretty amazing. We're up around 225 miles an hour, located right over Vermont. And so the RUC analysis, looking at the SKU-T chart here, shows strong winds aloft above 10,000 feet, greater than 50. But you're looking at 150 plus 190 miles an hour here at about roughly, what is that, 35,000 feet. So jet stream winds are really booking out of the west-southwest, and that's what that streak of high mid-level clouds is. Some jet stream shear taking place and producing that cloud cover. That's going to be moving off to the south and east of our region later in the afternoon on Thursday. And this is the 4-kilometer wharf. This is our snow down around New York City, moving out and eventually getting into some clearing skies later in the day and toward tonight. Okay, looking at the larger scale features here, this is computer modeling the European, and we can see that system exiting off the east coast. And to the south and east, high pressure builds in for a brief little stay on Friday, giving us some real good project weather, but cold after a very cold morning. And then we see a weak Alberta Clipper system off just north and west of Vermont, moving into Vermont later overnight. That would be Saturday night. Doesn't look like we're going to see very much of any real worries in terms of snowfall, but just enough to dust things up. Then high pressure ridge is in on Sunday, another nice project weather day. And then after that, a second disturbance works in, Alberta Clipper system, and this brings us a little heavier shot of snow. It looks like about 1 to maybe as much as 3 inches. That'll take place into a really Sunday night into Monday afternoon. and then that exits out of the region. We get into some spring high pressure, and you might notice these little blue lines here. That's the 32-degree shot of temperature illustrated, and that goes up to the north. So even at night, we go down below freezing. You should see some good conditions here for sugaring and whatnot, and it looks like we kind of squeeze that area of higher pressure holds off, that system off to the north. That could change, kind of low confidence, but we might even see some decent weather right through Thursday, and that would include temperatures really good for sugaring conditions to get some sap runs here locally. And notice we do have some fine weather here coming. This is next Saturday. We're talking the 14th of March. And then thereafter, we'll have to watch all this business off to the south as everything is retrograding now, and we're getting more of a Pacific flow. So a large-scale evolution to warmer conditions finally moving in for the middle part of the month. And this is the 850 millibar temperatures show the lighter kind of pinks and purples there. That's where the very cold temperatures are. And so that kind of moves in during the morning hours tomorrow and moves on out. And then we start to see somewhat of a warm-up, and the pattern eventually starting to push a little bit warmer, warmer, warmer. And you can see we're not out of the woods yet, but just illustrating this point, this is 9.5 days out based off the European model. You can see the coldest weather up in parts of northern Canada, and we're starting to get more of a southerly surge. This could bring some plumes of subtropical moisture and be a problem for us. But that's way down the road a piece, and no worries for this particular period here. For this outlook, again, this is valid through Wednesday, the 11th of March, and we're looking very, very good. Here's the 7-day totals for precipitation accumulation, and you can see the heavier storm track there to the south and east. Much of the country, though, relatively dry, just a little bit of precipitation in parts of the Pacific Northwest. Let's jump to temperature. Above normal temperature out west has been the case, below normal in the east. But this is starting to get squeezed, and as we move it 3 days further along, you can see neutral temperatures finally balancing out, waiting, with above normal temperatures making a little bit more progress to the east. Okay, the Iowa State Meteogram. This is centered on the Barry-Montpelier Airport. You can see temperatures today will be going down, and we're looking at temperatures below zero tonight. Most of us seeing temperatures basically 0 to 10 below zero. The GFS has gone kind of nuts here, and minus 25-degree readings, but something we'll have to watch tonight. We do have Arctic chill conditions. And then temperatures make a rebound tomorrow, up close to around 15 to 20. Not as cold tomorrow night, and then thereafter a little bit of a stepladder effect. And you can see these temperatures continue to warm up as we get into the early to mid part of next week. Some spring potential here with fairly decent project weather as well. And we're looking at the Burlington GFS ensembles here. Notice not a whole lot of worry this morning. Our next concern comes in, it looks like on the Saturday night, Sunday. GFS is not on top of this, and the timing of these two Clipper systems is a little bit in flux. That's why I do have slightly lower confidence for this weekend, but confidence builds later on, and you can see a little green in here indicating that temperatures do go above the freezing mark aloft. Of course, a little freezing rain, nothing to worry about. Precipitation will be pretty minuscule during this period. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.